Hello and welcome to my GEO 551 remote sensing final project. I'm Andrew Marshall, and for this project I decided to observe the urban and vegetation changes in Topeka, Kansas from 2013 to 2021. For my study site, I went on to the USGS Earth Explorer webpage and found Landsat 8 images that entirely encompassed the faint red square that you can see here, which is surrounding the entirety of Topeka, and came away with a image that covered from the Kansas-Nebraska border down towards Wichita, Kansas, over to Fort Scott, and then up into northwestern Missouri. After layer stacking and resizing the images, I came to the 2013 and 2021 images of the Topeka area and used them to compare both urban and vegetation changes. And now right off the bat, with the true color imagery using bands 4, 3, and 2, you can see north of the Kansas River, there's lots of barren dirt up on the northwest side of the city. Comparing that to 2021, you see a greater bounce back in vegetation. Now, both of these pictures were taken right around May and June of their respective years, so that eliminates the possibility of a growing season versus a harvesting season. In the southwest, sort of the same thing. You see lots of barren dirt, more green here. And on the southeast, you actually start to see some of the opposite, which is more green in this area, southeast of the city, and then more brown in 2021, which could be development for neighborhoods or industrial areas or something of the sort. Looking at the false color images, the differences are even more obvious. You see, once again, the western side of the city, a lot of green, which represents bare dirt or urban in the false color images using bands 5, 4, and 3. You see lots of green in 2013 over on the west side, again being the dirt or urban areas in the city. And then 2021 you see a lot more red, which represents healthy vegetation in both the northwest and the southwest sides of the city. You also see the inverse down in the southeast side, which you see more red in 2013, more general red. And then 2021, you start to see the three-spoked signature in green of the land developments currently going on in that area. And for the next slide, which is the classification of the both images, I used regions of interest, which you can see here on the 2013 area. You see the blue squares representing non-vegetation in urban areas. You see the red rectangles in the lakes representing water. And you see the green squares around representing vegetation. And so for the classified images, using the Red River, the Kansas River, as a method of orientation is helpful when viewing these. You can see again, the west side, very blue, non-vegetation, dirt, urban, more urban towards the middle of the city. This is mainly dirt, compared to the 2021, which is much more green, very a sample source of error with I used maximum likelihood classification, and it found a lot of vegetation in areas in the true color images which weren't quite possible or visible in the southwest, but still the differences are very easily noticed. You see the green with the budding vegetation in patches for the new farms. And you also see, again, the tri-spoked area of the recent developments that are going on currently. And so finally, you see the statistics for the 2013 and the 2021 images. You see the percentages in 2013. It found about 34% non-vegetation areas. It found 32% water, which is a bit high. It seemed to pick up more water than what is actually there. And then 33.5% vegetation in 2013. Comparing that to 2021, you see 28% non-vegetation, which is a decrease. And so filling in the dirt that we saw in the northwest and southwest as fields and farms boosts the percentage up. Boost the vegetation percentage up, as we see here, 51 compared to 33 by 18%, but also lowering the urban and non-vegetation returns by 5.5%. And then the differences in between them can be pointed to the differences in water classification. So overall, we could see that from 2013 to 2021, Topeka seemed to bounce back from some sort of a drought or a mass storm or something that wiped out a bunch of vegetation in June of 2013, and then in May of 2021, we see sort of a more normal pattern for eastern Kansas, which is lots of farms, lots of vegetation, and then land developing outside of the metro area. And so yeah, that was my final project, and thank you for listening.